My wife came up to me the other day and said, "Do these jeans make me look fat?" I said, "Do you promise not to get mad at me no matter what I say?" "Yes, okay, I fucked your sister." The animals were bored. Finally the lion had an idea. He tells the other animals how he's seen the humans play a game called football. He proceeded to tell them how it's played and explained its rules. This got them excited. They chose their teams and went out to an open field. The lion's team received, and were able to get 2 first downs and then had to punt. The mule punted and the rhino was deep back for the kick. He caught the ball, lowered his head and charged. He crushed a roadrunner, then 2 rabbits. Gored knocked out 2 cows and broke through, scoring a 6. The Lions team scored a touchdown and the mule kicked the extra point, leading 7-6 by the end of the first half. In the locker room, the lion have a pep talk. "Look, we can win this. We just have to keep the ball away from the rhino when kicking." The second half began. Just as the mule was about to kick off, the rhino's team changed formation, and ball goes directly to the rhino, who lowers his head and charges. He stomps down 2 gazelles, skewers a zebra. He's almost at the line, but then, suddenly, he freezes in his tracks and drops down dead. The lion goes over to check what happened, and sees a small centipede beside the rhino's dead body. "Did you do this?" asks the lion. "Yeah." "Where the hell were you during the first half of the game?" he asks. "I was putting on my shoes," replied the centipede. "I went to the petrol station to pump up my car tire, and the guy charged me 50p. I said it was only 20p last week. He said that's the price of inflation." A girl tells her mom she's dating the guy next door. The mom's like, "You can't date him, he could be your dad." And the daughter is like, "So there's an age difference, who cares? I think you misunderstood me." Joe wanted to buy a motorbike, but he doesn't have much luck until one day, he comes across a Honda road bike with a for sale sign on it. The bike seems even better than a new one, although it is 10 years old. It is shiny and in absolute mint condition. He immediately buys it, and asks the seller how he kept it in such great condition for 10 years. "Well, it's quite simple, really," says the seller. "Whenever the bike is outside and it's gonna rain, rub Vaseline on the chrome. It protects it from the rain." And he hands Joe a jar of Vaseline. That night, his girlfriend, Sandra, invites him over to meet her parents. Naturally, they take the bike there. But just before they enter the house, Sandra stops him and says, "I have to tell you something about my family before we go in. When we eat dinner, we don't talk. In fact, the first person who says anything during dinner has to do the dishes." "No problem," he says. And in they go. Joe is shocked. Right in the middle of the living room is a huge stack of dirty dishes. In the kitchen is another huge stack of dishes piled up on the stairs, in the corridor. Everywhere he looks, dirty dishes. They sit down to dinner and, sure enough, no one says a word. As dinner progresses, Joe decides to take advantage of the situation. So he leans over and kisses Sandra. No one says a word. So he reaches over and fondles her breasts. Still, nobody says a word. So he stands up, grabs her, rips her clothes off, throws her on the table, and shags her right there, in front of her parents. His girlfriend is a little flustered, her dad is obviously livid, and her mother horrified when he sits back down, but no one says a word. He looks at her mother. She's got a great body, he thinks. So he grabs the mother, bends her over the dinner table, pulls down her knickers, and screws her every way possible right there on the dinner table. After she has a big orgasm, he sits down again. Now his girlfriend is furious and her dad is boiling. The mother is pleasantly beaming. But still, total silence. All of a sudden there is a loud clap of thunder, and it starts to rain. Joe remembers his bike, so he pulls the jar of Vaseline from his pocket. Suddenly the father shouted, "Okay, I'll do the fucking dishes." Please smash the like button, and subscribe to my channel.